Hi everyone, how are you today? I hope all of you are doing great, aren't you? This is your Inzam sir, coming up with a topic named tag questions. I know you have already got introduced to this topic, but it is one of the new topics for class 9 and 10, which was not included in your syllabus of class 8. So let's get started to know the unknown and to check what we know. Well, what is tag question? By the very title, you can realize this is a type of question. Now, let's see the definition. A tag question or question tags, it is also called question tags, is a small question that is attached or tagged to the end of a sentence. That means tag question is a small question and it is attached or tagged to the end of a sentence. That's why it is called tag question. Now, tag questions turn a statement into a question. Alright? For example, you are a student. This is a sentence, right? So now, if we attach aren't you at the end of this sentence, it will turn this sentence into a question. You can see at the end of this sentence, now there is no full stop, rather there is a question mark. That means this is now a question. Okay. There is another example, that is quarantine days will be over. This is also a sentence. Now, if we write quarantine days will be over, won't they? Now, this is a question and that is what we call it tag question. Alright? Now comes $1 million question. Sir, why tag question? Is it really needed? I mean, do we really use it? Or why should we use it in a sentence whereas we can use yes no question or WH questions? The answer is obviously tag questions are needed. You realize or not, in your day-to-day life, in your everyday life, everyday speeches, you always use tag question. That can be intentionally or unintentionally. Well, as we speak Bangla as our mother tongue, we can get confused whether we use tag question in our Bangla speeches. Now, to make it clear, I am giving you a context. Think of an exam hall. After giving higher math exam, you are asking your friend, কোয়েশ্চেনটা অনেক কঠিন ছিল তাই না? Or কোয়েশ্চেন খুবই সহজ ছিল ঠিক না? So at the end of your sentence, ঠিক না or তাই না is your tag question. Alright? In English, we will say, the question was tough, wasn't it? Or the question was so easy, wasn't it? Now, if you go back to the starting of this video, you will find I have also used tag question, and that was with intention. I said, all of you are doing great, aren't you? That means, yes, I have also used tag question. And in our everyday speeches, yes, we do use tag question, no matter what we are speaking in English or Bangla. Then the question arises, why do we need to use tag question? The answer is, we often use question tags or tag question when we expect the listener to agree with our statement. Like when you said, questionটা অনেক কঠিন ছিল, তাই না? You wanted your friend to answer yes, didn't you? That means we often use question tags when we expect the listener to agree with our statement. For example, Mohamed Salah plays for Liverpool, doesn't he? You haven't watched Parasite, have you? Then, in my opinion, Mashrafi is the best captain, isn't he? The last one is, they shouldn't say things like that, should they? By adding tag question in every sentence, the speaker wants the listener to agree with his statement. Alright? I believe you have no doubt that we do use tag question Now let's learn the uses of tag question. Tag questions are mainly used in speech when we want to confirm that something is true or not. For example, you are a member of Gregorian English Club, aren't you? He played football for Germany, didn't he? Secondly, to encourage a reply from the listener or listeners. For example, suppose you are in a group discussion and the topic is football. You said, Lionel Messi is the greatest of all time, isn't he? Here, you are not asking your friends to confirm whether it is true or not. Rather, you are encouraging them for a reply, like what they think about this. The next one is, Cristiano Ronaldo was better than anyone in Real Madrid, wasn't he? These are actually argumentative discussions. You can debate 1 or 2 hours on this kind of topic. But let's not do that now. We will definitely do it some other day. Okay? Moving on to the next slide, which is formation of tag question. Now, to form a tag question, we need, first of all, an auxiliary verb. As you are from class 9 and 10, I don't want to tell you what are auxiliary verbs. You know, auxiliary verbs are to do verb, to be verb, to have verb, and modals. Secondly, we need a subject pronoun that can be I, we, you, he, she, they, it, etc. But remember, a positive statement is followed by a negative question tag, and that negative question tags are contracted. Okay? Like is not will be isn't, cannot will be can't, are not will be aren't, etc. On the other hand, a negative statement is followed by a positive question tag. Alright? For instance, he wants burger, doesn't he? But the restaurant is not open, is it? So you can see the first sentence is positive statement, he wants burger. So we have contracted the auxiliary verb. As the verb wants is in present indefinite form, we are taking does. And for positive statement, we are contracting it in negative question tag, that is doesn't. Doesn't, and the pronoun form is already he, we are using he, doesn't he. In the second sentence, the restaurant is not open. Here you can see there is already an auxiliary verb, so we are taking is, and as this sentence is a negative sentence or negative statement, we will write only is it. The restaurant is not open, is it? Okay? Now here you can see the contraction of auxiliary verbs. So what I'm gonna tell you is to have a look on this. I know most of them are really familiar to you, but some of them are very tricky. Like I would and I had, if contracted, they look like the same. I'd. Alright, so make sure you have read it once or twice, then try to make tag question. It will definitely help you. Okay boys, so this was all about the introductory class of tag question. I will be back with another session or another class of tag question where we will do more about the structures and how to make tag question in the exam. Okay? Till then, stay safe, take care of yourself and your family. Allah Hafiz.